and strong influence on social media. And that's what makes Ananya Pandey NDTV Youth Icon of the Year 2024. She represents a blend of modern values, relatability, and a commitment to meaningful causes, which are essential qualities for inspiring today's youth.
Congratulations, very many congratulations.
Thank you.
And Ananya, there are just a few questions for
Yes.
you. You've, diverse characters, and you've made a shift from big screen to OTT. Big superstars have done their shift. What is your opinion on that, and what's your next move?
Firstly, I just want to thank NDTV for this award. It's truly very, very humbling, and to get it from Asha Parekh ji, I'm such a big fan of your work, so this is a pinch me moment for sure. I don't believe any screen is too big or small. It's a screen at the end of the day, and the world is developing so fast. There's so many changes that are being made, so I think we're all just keeping up with the times.
Ananya, the fact is that 2024, this year has been phenomenal for you. One success after another. Kahan Kho Gaye Hum, Call Me Bae, CTRL. How does it feel to have multiple successes in one single year?
It's really a dream come true. I really think this year for me, more than ever, I felt very connected to my fans with Kho Gaye Hum Kahan and Call Me Bae and Control. I've done movies in the past, but this is the first time that I felt true love from the audience. And, all these films and shows have been conversation starters. People have not just come up to me and said that they like my work, but how my work has kind of made them feel seen or represented on screen. And for an actor, I think that's a huge victory for me.
So Asha ji is here on stage, and I sometimes back मैंने आपसे ये पूछा था कि आज के दौर में स्टारडम कैसे हैंडल करना है, तो अनन्या आपके साथ हैं जो स्टारडम को एक अलग तरीके से हैंडल कर रही हैं. कुछ एडवाइस अनन्या के लिए, या अनन्या आपको आशा जी से कुछ पूछना है?
जी, आप प्लीज बताइए, आप मुझे एडवाइस दीजिए प्लीज.
क्या बताऊं?
कुछ भी, आप कुछ भी बताइए, मैं ले लूंगी.
Sincerity, hard work takes you in a long way. That's what I.
Health isn't someday in the future, it's now. It's same-day GP appointments.
This is NDTV, and you're watching.
Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the World Report with me, Arjun and Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said that he'll step down as the head of the country's Liberal Party after weeks of speculation that his time in leadership was coming to an end. Now, this means Trudeau will not lead the Liberals into Canada's next federal election, scheduled for October this year, but far more likely to take place this spring. Trudeau also pulled the plug on the current session of Parliament, paving the way for a leadership race. Listen into what Trudeau had to say, followed by Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre.
We won't have an election before very late winter, early spring. Then there's the possibility that the Trudeau resigns and then goes to the Governor General and says we need to shut down Parliament, while the Liberal Party then chooses a new replacement, a Trudeau 2.0. And so there would be a leadership race. God knows how long that would drag on for during...
You think approximately in March, no earlier than March as far as you can foresee?
Yeah, probably. And during which time we'd continue to flounder and twist in the wind. We won't have an election.
Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process.
According to Chinese state media, a powerful earthquake struck Tibet early Tuesday, killing at least 53 people and injuring another 62. The US Geological Survey is reporting that the quake at magnitude 7.1 centered in Tibet at a depth of 10 kilometers, while China recorded it as a 6.8 magnitude quake. Now, the epicenter lies along the collision zone of the Indian and Eurasian plates. It's a region responsible for shaping the Himalayan peaks. In Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, the tremor startled residents, with many rushing out of their homes. The U.S. Congress has formally certified Republican President-elect Donald Trump's election victory on Monday during a session presided over by Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris, who had lost the November contest. The quadrennial ritual clearing the way for Trump's inauguration in 2 weeks went like clockwork and stood in sharp contrast to 4 years ago when a mob of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol in a failed bid to block the certification of then-President Trump's 2020 loss to Democratic President Joe Biden. A New York judge has rejected U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's request to delay sentencing set for later this week in his hush money case. Judge Juan Merchan ruled last week that Trump's sentencing should go ahead on Friday despite his upcoming inauguration, rejecting his attorney's arguments that his election victory should spell an end to the case. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. is heading to Greenland, visiting the Danish territory weeks after his father renewed suggestions that the U.S. could somehow take control of it. The younger Trump is going for a day trip to shoot video content for podcasting and will not be meeting with any government officials or political figures. Now, this is as per reports. Trump Jr. has said he has no plans to join his father's administration, instead intending to stay a key supporter of his father and his agenda from outside. He's especially vocal online, where he often indulges in trolling and sharing memes, and even hosts his own twice-a-week podcast, Triggered with Don Jr. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on Monday denied a newspaper report that said his aides were exploring tariff plans that would not only cover critical imports, deepening uncertainty among business leaders about future U.S. trade policies. Trump responded on his Truth Social platform after the Washington Post cited 3 sources familiar with the matter as saying that Trump aides were exploring a narrow approach to tariffs focused on certain critical sectors only. U.S. Federal Reserve Vice Chair of Supervision Michael Barr's resignation gives President Trump an early opportunity to shape the central bank's regulatory policies. Barr said on Monday that he plans to vacate his leadership role on the Fed's Board of Governors on the 28th of February, but stay on as governor with a term that runs through January 2032. Now, Barr's exit from the oversight role leaves room for Trump to appoint someone more aligned with his preferences and policies. U.S. President Joe Biden met with grieving families, attended a prayer service, and stopped at a makeshift memorial in New Orleans. This in honor of the victims of the New Orleans Bourbon Street terrorist attack. Biden and First Lady Jill Biden made their first stop in the city at a memorial that sprung up on the Bourbon Street, where an Army veteran drove a truck into revelers, killing 14 and injuring 30 more. Listen in.
I know events like this are hard, and the shock and pain is still so very raw. My wife Jill and I are here to stand with you, to grieve with you, to pray with you, to let you know you are not alone. The rest of the nation is looking at you as well. It's not the same. We know what it's like to lose a piece of our soul.
The U.S. will remove regulations that have prevented cooperation between key Indian nuclear entities and American companies, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said on Monday, marking a major step forward in implementing the landmark 2005 Civil Nuclear Agreement. The top official of the outgoing Joe Biden administration made the announcement during a public address at the Indian Institute of Technology, or IIT Delhi.
The United States is now finalizing the necessary step, civil nuclear cooperation between India's leading nuclear entities and U.S. companies. The formal paperwork will be done soon, but this will be an opportunity to turn the page on some of the frictions of the past and create opportunities for entities that have been on restricted lists in the United States to come off those lists.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has pushed back against recent attacks from Elon Musk and others over historical child abuse cases in northern England. Addressing reporters on Monday, Starmer criticized those spreading quote-unquote misinformation, saying they should show no concern for victims. While he did not directly name Musk, his comments come after a series of critical posts by the tech billionaire on his platform X. The UK government has announced its plans to criminalize the creation and distribution of sexually explicit deepfakes. Now, the new law targeting the growing problem of digitally altered pornographic images aims to protect victims, especially women and girls, from harmful effects of fake intimate content. Offenders could face up to 2 years imprisonment under the proposed Crime and Policing Bill, which also targets non-consensual intimate image taking and the installation of secret recording devices. The new offences will further be included in the government's Crime and Policing Bill, which will be introduced to Parliament. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken expressed concerns over potential cooperation between Russia and North Korea, highlighting the possibility of Moscow sharing advanced space and satellite technology with Pyongyang. Now, this is according to a report. Speaking at a joint press conference in Seoul after discussions with the South Korean foreign minister, Blinken warned that Russian President Vladimir Putin might be on the verge of reversing long-standing policies by accepting North Korea's nuclear weapons program.
Now, this is a two-way street. The DPRK is already receiving Russian military equipment and training. Now, we have reason to believe that Moscow intends to share advanced space and satellite technology with Pyongyang, and that Putin may be close to reversing a decades-long policy by Russia and DPRK's nuclear weapons program. We condemn the DPRK's missile launch just today, yet another violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions.
North Korean state television saw the missile travel 1,100 kilometers before landing in waters between the Korean peninsula and Japan. This development comes a week ahead of Donald Trump's return as US president. It also follows a year of intensified weapons testing by Pyongyang. France has confirmed its first case of the new Mpox variant. This is according to the country's health ministry. Now, the patient, a woman from Brittany, had contact with 2 individuals who recently traveled to Central Africa where the virus originated. Health authorities are now tracing potential contacts and are also investigating the source of the infection. The new form of Mpox, known as the Clade 1b variant, has already been reported in neighboring Germany and the UK. Its old forces have captured the town of Kurakov in eastern Ukraine, south of the key logistics hub of Pokrovsk and the nearby village of Danchesk. Moscow claims this will speed up its advance in the Donetsk region. Ukraine's military spokesperson has confirmed that as of Monday morning, Ukrainian forces were still engaged in battles with Russian troops in Kurakov. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said nearly 15,000 Russian troops have been killed in 5 months of fighting in Russia's Kursk region. Taiwan's military has conducted drills on Tuesday, simulating what it would take to defend the island if it ever was invaded. Army attack helicopters, paratroopers, soldiers and tanks took part in the exercise that saw them storm buildings that had been occupied by enemy forces. Listen in.
以我们现在目前的装备的话，我们会是借由营部的陆航官实施路面的通联，所以是由他引导空军部队，我们的陆航部队与我们的地面部队实施火力的协同。
A severe winter storm has thrown life out of gear in more than a dozen states in the United States, affecting more than 60 million people from Kansas in the central U.S. to North Jersey on the East Coast. Governors in several states, including Kansas, Kentucky, Arkansas, West Virginia, and Virginia, have declared a state of emergency. Weather forecasters have said the storm was moving towards the mid-Atlantic region. More than 300,000 customers across the eastern U.S. are without power since the storm began. Aviation tracking website FlightAware reported over 100 flight cancellations. America's Louisville residents woke up to several inches of snow on Monday as a major winter blast moved through the Commonwealth. The National Weather Service has said that 9 inches of snow fell at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, setting a one-day record for the date. Kentucky's largest city could receive an additional inch of two of snow as the back end of the storm passes through. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear declared a state of emergency. Waterways spilled over their banks and turned roads into rivers, burying cars up to their roofs in Lancaster and neighboring Lancaster in the English Midlands. Authorities responded to hundreds of calls for help. Lancaster Fire Services has said that at least 17 rescues were made to get people out of swamped homes and vehicles. Meanwhile, emergency workers were trying to pluck children from a school in Ednaham, where they were safe but stranded. It's time to slip into a short break. I'll see you on the other side.
Health isn't someday in the future, it's now. It's same-day GP appointments. Physio without GP referrals. Cancer testing, scans and diagnosis fast. Questions for an expert at any hour about anything. Support that lasts for as long as it takes. Feeling your best every day starts today. Call or go online now for your health insurance quote.
Now I'm retired, I can spend more time with my grandson. I'm proud of him and want to help any way I can. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK.
Well, that's good to know.
UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money can help with my funeral costs or even be used as a gift. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Thanks, Mum, for everything.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 158 552 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
I've been thinking, I want to plan my funeral so it feels more like a celebration. My parents always said I was born dancing. I just love it. Bhangra, disco, even line dancing. So when my time comes, I want to have music, dancing, the lot.
With over 150 years' experience, you can count on Co-op Funeral Care to help you pre-plan the funeral you want. To find out more, visit Co-op Funeral Care or give us a call.
Our first year as a family flew by. And now, I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote for family life insurance.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
That's great.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And could help my wife pay off the mortgage.
And with our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0808 141 5855 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Welcome back. Nippon Steel Chief Executive E.G. Hashimoto has said that the company stands firm on its proposed $15 billion acquisition of U.S. Steel. The development comes after President Joe Biden blocked the top Japanese steelmaker's move. Nippon Steel Company and U.S. Steel filed federal lawsuits Monday challenging the Biden administration's decision as ignoring the rule of law. In separate lawsuits, the steelmakers challenged the Biden administration's move, noting that the acquisition will, and I quote, enhance, not threaten United States national security. In his final remarks as U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg stated that Boeing still has significant work to do in improving its safety culture. Now, this comes after a recent incident where a door panel flew off a 737 MAX, leading to further security and production caps on the aircraft. The January 5, 2024 incident prompted the FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker to cap production at 38 737 MAX planes per month and temporarily ground 170 planes as well. The incident exposed serious safety issues at the U.S. plane maker and contributed to the departure of its then CEO, Dave Calhoun. Meanwhile, Indonesia's industry minister will meet with Apple representatives to discuss the tech giant's investment in the country, a key step towards selling the iPhone 16 locally. Now, last year, Indonesia blocked the phone's sales after Apple failed to meet its 40% locally made parts manufacturing requirements. Apple, which has established developer academies in Indonesia, has no manufacturing presence in the country yet, despite its vast consumer base of 280 million people. Oil prices continued to fall Tuesday, marking a second consecutive session of losses. Brent futures edged down 8 cents to $76.22 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell 15 cents and settled at $73.42. A stronger dollar and forecast of ample supply weighed on the market, even as last week's rally saw prices at their highest levels since October 2023. NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang has made big announcements at this year's Consumer Electronics Show, unveiling new artificial intelligence technology aimed at advancing robot and self-driving car training. Huang has announced its first desktop computer. It is called Project Digits. However, it is designed for computer programmers, not regular consumers. The computer merely costs $3,000. It runs an NVIDIA operating system based on Linux. The computer will feature the same chip used in the company's data center offerings. Now, the chip will be paired with a central processor developed with help from Taiwan's MediaTek. The company also revealed a new partnership with Toyota and cutting-edge gaming chips, signaling NVIDIA's expansion into new industries. Meanwhile, the company's stock closed at a record high of $149.43 on Monday, bringing its valuation to $3.66 trillion and making it the world's second most valuable listed company behind Apple. Meta has added Ultimate Fighting Championship CEO Dana White and 2 other close friends of President-elect Donald Trump to its board of directors. Now, the move comes as the company looks to expand its focus on AI wearables and the future of human connection, with Zuckerberg praising their expertise in shaping Meta's future. Trump has had a long relationship with Dana White, who had spoken in support of his candidacy at the Republican National Convention back in July and previously at the 2016 and 2020 conventions. Gemini Trust Company has agreed to a $5 million settlement with the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, also known as the CFTC, regarding misleading statements made in 2017 about its Bitcoin futures contract. Now, the settlement also includes a permanent injunction, although Gemini neither admitted nor denied the charges. The CFTC's 2022 lawsuit accused Gemini of making false claims to the commission while seeking approval for its futures contract. The United Nations Civil Aviation Agency, or the ICAO, is probing reports of a possible data breach after claims surfaced that 42,000 of its records had been stolen. The hacker forum posting attributed the incident to a quote-unquote threat actor known for targeting international organizations. ICAO, which has 193 member states, has acknowledged the investigation but declined to comment further on the data involved. Now, this follows a similar hack in 2016, prompting ICAO to upgrade its security measures. Two-time defending Australia Open champion Arya Sabalenka trained in Melbourne as she prepares for her title defense. The 26-year-old world number one from Belarus arrived in Melbourne having already claimed the first title of 2025 after defeating Paulina Kudermetova on Sunday to win the Brisbane International. Sabalenka was named the World Tennis Association Player of the Year in 2024 after winning the Australian Open and the US Open along with two other titles while going 56-14 with nearly $10 million in prize money. Samoa rugby coach Mahendran has resigned following charges of multiple sex offences. The former Test hooker was suspended in September, and despite pleading not guilty in November, he stepped down after the charges were made public. Schwalger had led Samoa to their first victory over a Tier 1 nation a decade earlier in the year. And the new indoor golf league founded by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy begins its inaugural session in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The league, which combines virtual and real-world elements, aims to attract new fans with fast-paced 2-hour matches on Monday and Tuesday nights. McIlroy emphasized that the league is meant to complement traditional golf and not replace it. Actors Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have finally settled their divorce and are asking a judge to finalize their breakup. Lopez filed documents in Los Angeles Superior Court that show the former couple settled their divorce through mediation in September 24, about a month after she filed for divorce. While most of the financial details of their split were not publicly filed, neither star will pay the other spousal support. Lopez will drop Affleck from her legal name once the divorce is finalized. Actor Zendaya is generating engagement speculation after wearing a massive diamond ring on her left ring finger during the recently concluded Golden Globes. Representatives for Zendaya and her longtime partner Tom Holland did not return requests for comment. People magazine, however, said the pair is engaged, citing a family source. TMZ was the first to report the engagement, citing sources close to the couple. That's all we have for you in this edition of the World Report. Take care and have a wonderful day.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
सबसे पहले ये बताएं कि क्या हुआ. Therefore, this gap is a very, very procedural inbuilt gap. It will always remain. So there is nothing wrong in it. And nobody involved, nobody in any exercise can ever tell कि अगर 6 बजे कोई एक्सरसाइज बंद हुई है तो 6:15 बजे उसका पहले एग्जैक्ट पोलिंग परसेंटेज बता दीजिए. इम्पॉसिबल. Unless it is connected to the net, it is impossible. Friends, Form 17C ही धीरे धीरे रात तक वही एग्रीगेट हो जाता है जो Form 17C का एग्रीगेट है. Anybody can check. हमने क्लोज ऑफ पोल पे दे दिया, 11:30-12 बजे हो जाएगा और अगले दिन हम एक स्क्रूटनी करते हैं जिसमें ऑब्जर्वर्स और कैंडिडेट्स को बुलाते हैं और बहुत सारी पोलिंग पार्टी रात में लेट आती हैं। वो करने के बाद अगले दिन इट गेट्स रिवाइज एंड इंक्रीजेस बाय ए परसेंटेज और so Form 17C is the statutory form. There is nothing which VTR does not explain. It explains fully everything. Coming to the next and the last point, mismatch हो गया votes polled and votes counted में। एक irresponsible, देखिए जब चुनाव का समय होता है एक न्यूज़ आ जाती है छोटी सी, कोई बोल देते हैं एक बात और वो लोगों को भ्रमित करती है। एक ऑनलाइन न्यूज़ चैनल ने निकाल दिया कि 5-5.5 लाख वोट ज़्यादा काउंट हुए वीटीआर से। इतना भी जहमत नहीं उठाई कि वीटीआर में पोस्टल बैलेट्स नहीं होते। जैसे ही उनके संज्ञान में लाया गया पोस्टल बैलेट नहीं होते तो क्या किया, वो न्यूज़ स्टोरी ही विड्रॉ कर ली। लेकिन जो डैमेज होना था वो तो हो गया, सब में हल्ला हो गया कि 5.5 लाख वोट ज़्यादा गिने गए। क्यों होता है ऐसा, ये भी मैं बताता हूं आज। इसका स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल है, स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल है, लिखित है। और जैसे मैंने आपको किताब दिखाई, ऐसी 70 हमारी हर प्रोसेस की इस तरीके की, इलेक्टोरल रोल से रिलेटेड हो, काउंटिंग से रिलेटेड हो, पोलिंग एजेंट से रिलेटेड हो, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हो, कोई सी भी प्रोसेस हो, सबके सब वेबसाइट पर 70-80 हमारी पूरी की पूरी डिटेल्ड गाइडलाइंस उपलब्ध हैं, सर्कुलेटेड हैं पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को। तो अगर किसी मशीन को ऑन नहीं हुई, किसी मशीन में मिसमैच, किसी मशीन के ऑन होने में गलत हो गया या मॉक पोल का डाटा नहीं हटाया गया, कि 10.5 लाख में से 1, 2, 3, 4 जगह ऐसा हो सकता है, उस मशीन को एक तरफ रख लिया जाता है। जब काउंटिंग पूरी हो जाती है तो यह देखा जाता है कि जो विक्ट्री मार्जिन है अगर वो उस एक मशीन से कम है तो देन slips of that machines are counted. Otherwise, it is kept aside, and therefore that much number would be less counted, but it does not have any consequence as far as the result is concerned because the margins are too high. And then Form 20 with exact details of candidates winning and losing is given to the candidates. ये कहा जाता है हमसे, एक और चीज कही जाती है, आप वीवीपैट स्लिप्स गिन लीजिए। वीवीपैट स्लिप्स भी गिन ली। लेट मी टेल द नेशन टुडे। 2019 के बाद जब माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने कोर्ट में आदेश किया था कि 5 वीवीपैट्स अब हर असेंबली से गिनेंगे आफ्टर द रिजल्ट्स, 67,000 वीवीपैट्स हैव बीन काउंटेड, ओवर 4.5 crore slips have been counted, and after 2019, except the initial old machines, not even a difference of one vote which has been found. Not even one. Out of 4.5 crore slips counted across 67,000 VVPATs. What else can be the bigger kind of issue here? So friends, disclosure is our main pillar. हमने ER के ऊपर, वीवीपैट्स, FAQs, EVMs के ऊपर, काउंटिंग के ऊपर, इस सब के ऊपर में डिटेल्ड FAQs रिलीज किए हुए हैं, आप सबको कम्युनिकेट किए हुए हैं, फिर से उनकी लिंक आज दिए मैंने सबको। और इसके अतिरिक्त जैसे अभी बताया मैंने, हमने एक डाटा सेट रिलीज किया है अभी। जो प्रश्न पूछ रहे थे वो उस डाटा सेट को पढ़ें और आज प्रश्न पूछें, जितने प्रश्न पूछने। एक एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी का पोलिंग स्टेशंस, कैंडिडेट्स, दुनिया में किसी भी इलेक्शन मैनेजमेंट बॉडी ने या किसी भी इलेक्शन ने इतना डाटा अवेलेबल हो तो हमें बताएं। Please glean, go through the websites of the election management bodies or election authorities of the world. And if anybody has that kind of a granular data, please tell us. It has whatever you want to know about elections. It has everything in that data, and we have carefully uploaded it, count it. जिन्होंने ये कहा कि इतनी वोटिंग पड़ी, इतना कम हो गया, इतनी constituency में इतना कम, reputed organizations have also joined this chorus. There is a case pending in the Honorable Supreme Court. We'll answer in detail there. But let them look inward and see if it is available anywhere in the world. Disclosure is our forte and glean anywhere. General accusations मत लगाइए. कोई भी स्पेसिफिक एक्यूजेशन हो हमें बताइए, इस बूथ पर ये गड़बड़ी हुई, इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में ये गड़बड़ी हुई, हम जवाब देंगे. ये हमारी ड्यूटी है, हम जवाब देंगे, पूरी इज्जत के साथ जवाब देंगे, पूरी विनम्रता के साथ जवाब देंगे. फिर से बिफोर कमिंग टू दिल्ली, इसको फिर से मैंने कुछ लिखा था, मैं अगर कह सकूं आज जाने से पहले. इरशाद, आरोपों और इल्जामात का दौर चले कोई गिला नहीं. आरोप और इल्जामात का दौर चले कोई गिला नहीं. झूठ के गुब्बारों को बुलंदी मिले कोई शिकवा नहीं. हर परिणाम में प्रमाण देते हैं, पर वो बिना सबूत शक की नई दुनिया रौनक करते हैं, और शक का इलाज तो हकीम लुकमान के पास भी नहीं. फ्रेंड्स, इंडिया इज गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ इलेक्शंस. ये हमारी साझी विरासत है, सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स की, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज की, इलेक्शन कमीशंस की. कमीशन में कोई कॉन्स्पिरेसी, कोई गड़बड़ी की गुंजाइश हो ही नहीं सकती. इतने डिटेल्ड प्रोसीजर्स हैं. इंडिविजुअली कोई गलती करे तो हम सजा देने के लिए तैयार हैं, सजा लेने के लिए तैयार हैं. ये साझी विरासत है. अगर हमने इलेक्शन करा के अच्छे लोकतंत्र में बीज बोया है तो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ने उसमें खाद डाला है. ये सबकी साझी विरासत है. बहुत मेहनत से इसको बनाया है. कभी भी कोई प्रश्न आएगा तो हम पूरी निष्ठा के साथ उसका जवाब देंगे, लेकिन झूठ के गुब्बारे प्लीज मत उड़ाइए. बिकॉज इससे क्या हो रहा है, लोगों में एक भ्रम फैल जाता है, पता नहीं क्या गड़बड़ है. और प्लीज आस्क यंग वोटर्स अराउंड इन योर हाउस और नियर यू. वो भ्रमित होते हैं, कहते हैं क्या करना है वोट देके जाके. वी आर पुशिंग द यंगर लॉट टू, और दोज हु आर सिटिंग ऑन द फेंस, to outside, to discouraging them from voting. Please, it is our joint duty to encourage them voting. Coming to Delhi now. Next. Delhi has 70 constituencies, 58 general, and SC constituencies are 12. If I come to the voter profile, voters, there are 1.55 crore voters as per the electoral rolls declared yesterday by the CEO. 83.49 lakhs male and 71.74 female. Young voters are also 25.89. First time voters are 2.08 lakhs. This is what we are trying everywhere to get new voters. If we look at the PWD voters, there are 830 centenarian voters also. We have worked on transgender voters. We want them to please come and join us. There are 1.0985 plus voters. If I come to polling stations, there are 13,033 polling stations spread over 2,697 polling locations. Average is only 1191. ये भी एक प्रश्न पूछा गया था कि वोटर्स को संख्या ज्यादा क्यों है. Average is 1191. Across the country, the number ceiling is 1500. There are some booths in Delhi which are 1500 and plus, which will have auxiliary booths. और इस बार अगर आपने मुंबई का जिक्र देखा होगा, अर्बन एरियाज की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो बहुत फैसिलिटेशन बूथ्स में किया गया था. दिल्ली में भी वही तैयारी है. दिल्ली में भी बूथ्स को बहुत सुंदर बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे. जब आप रोल से पोल की बात करते हैं और जब पोलिंग स्टेशन पे आएंगे तो आपका अनुभव, आपका एहसास सुखद रहे, इसकी हम पूरी प्रयास करेंगे. प्लीज कम टू वोट इन लार्जर नंबर्स. विल प्रोवाइड ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, टॉयलेट, साइनेज, रैम्प, हेल्प डेस्क, वोटर फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर. जो हमारे PWD मतदाता आएंगे या सीनियर सिटीजन्स आएंगे, उनके लिए अलग से गाड़ी रखेंगे, वो व्हील चेयर रखेंगे या एक वॉलंटियर रखेंगे. सक्षम ऐप में जाके ऑल दी PWD वोटर्स कैन बुक द फैसिलिटेशन इन एडवांस, अगर उन्हें कोई मदद चाहिए हमारे पोलिंग स्टेशन पे. बट हमारी भी ड्यूटी है कि अगर कोई पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी हमारे बूथ पर आते हैं तो हम सब वोटर आजकल ये ट्रेंड हमने नया शुरू किया है. हम कोई उनको सहानुभूति की जरूरत नहीं है, उनको बराबर की देने की जरूरत है. तो हम बड़ी इज्जत के साथ उनको लेके आते हैं, बड़े प्यार से लेके आते हैं. आई होप everywhere in society we treat our persons with disabilities who are more able than us with equal respect. Form 12D circulate होंगे. सबके घर पहुंचाए जाएंगे। अगर कोई 85 प्लस घर से वोट करना चाहते हैं, दे विल बी मोस्ट वेलकम टू डू दैट। टेक्नोलॉजी का फर्स्ट वर्टिकल इज वोटर हेल्पलाइन ऐप। कोई भी मतदाता, आई विल रिक्वेस्ट रादर ऑल दी वोटर्स टू प्लीज चेक देयर नेम ऑनलाइन, ताकि लास्ट मिनट में किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो। मतदाता सूची में अपना नाम चेक करें, अपना पोलिंग स्टेशन चेक करें, अपने बीएलओ का नंबर उसमें लिखा है वो चेक करें, उससे बात करें, और अगर आपका फ़ोन नंबर सीडेड है तो इवन यू कैन डाउनलोड योर एपिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली। कहीं कोई गड़बड़ आपकी नज़र में आए, लगे कोई एमसीसी का वायलेशन है, सो अगेन आवर रिक्वेस्ट टू द वोटर्स ऑफ द दिल्ली टू प्लीज रजिस्टर ऑन सी विजिल, टाइप और टेक ए फोटो, टेल अस, we will reach there within a very short time and respond to you what has happened there, what we did. Your complaint was right, wrong, partially right, and this is what we did within 100 minutes time. Know all your candidates, it's also very necessary. बहुत सारे लोगों की criminal backgrounds हो सकती हैं, उन सब की details इस ऐप पर रहेंगी, so please download and see all your candidates. उनका पूरा विवरण वहाँ रहेगा, उनको publish भी करना पड़ेगा। अगर किसी की कोई criminal background है, they will have to declare it in the newspapers, on the portals, and prominently 3 times. हम amplify करेंगे, we'll ensure that the right of the people to know about the antecedents of their candidates is well preserved, and then they make the informed choice what they want to do. Suvidha portal for the candidates, to all the candidates, prospective candidates, our request कि आप सब सुविधाओं को ऑनलाइन मांगें, आपको उसी पे जवाब मिलेगा। गाड़ी का परमिशन लेना है, फील्ड्स का परमिशन लेना है, आपको कैंपेनिंग में ध्यान लगाएं, आराम से बढ़िया कैंपेनिंग करें। ये ऑफिस की दौड़ भाग से आपको बचाने के लिए ये एक अच्छा माध्यम है, और यहाँ पर हम फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट करेंगे। इफ़ यू अप्लाई फॉर ए ग्राउंड फर्स्ट, यू विल गेट इट फर्स्ट। So it's a kind of a single window, you don't have to run around. This is a good this thing. Money power, of course, we will be tackling for any inducement-free elections. सबकी बराबर चेकिंग होगी, हम चेकिंग में कोई भेदभाव नहीं करते। अभी पीछे के इलेक्शन में एक बड़ा भारी हल्ला हो गया कि हमारा हेलीकॉप्टर चेक कर दिया, उसका नहीं कर रहा है, इसका नहीं कर रहा है, गंदी गंदी भाषा का भी इस्तेमाल किया गया। हम अपने आप को रोक के रखते हैं। हम लेट मी से इट लाइक दिस, पोलिंग ऑफिसर्स को धमकाने की स्टेज तक लोग चले जाते हैं बोलने में, लेकिन हम रोक लेते हैं अपने आप को, इसलिए कि उससे लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड डिस्टर्ब होती है। ये जो स्टार कैंपेनर्स हैं और जो पॉलिटिकल कैंपेन में जुड़े हुए हैं, उनकी ड्यूटी बनती है कि शिष्टाचार और सभ्यता का ध्यान रखें। कोई विमेन के बारे में कुछ बोल देता है, वी विल बी वेरी वेरी हार्श। अगर किसी ने भी, दिस इज अवर वार्निंग टू दी, मतलब इतना आवेश में ना आए कि महिलाओं के खिलाफ कोई गलत निकल जाए, शायद बच्चों को इस्तेमाल कर लें। विल बी रियली हार्श ऑन देम। दिस इज आवर रिक्वेस्ट विथ फोल्डेड हैंड्स दैट कैंपेन का स्तर ऐसे ना गिराएं जो नॉर्मल वोटर थोड़ा डिस्करेज हो जाए। लेट्स कीप दैट शालीनता इन माइंड। We'll be very, very strict with this. We have set up our teams and directed everyone to kind of be checking the inducements, if any. DOs and district magistrates and the ROs will ensure 2 things in particular, amongst many. Fair play and level playing field to every candidate irrespective of the party affiliation. This is what is the mantra which has been given to them. And if anybody, I am saying it in public and in press conference, if anybody violates that, we will take the strictest possible action. But at the same time, we also request all the political parties to not create undue pressure on them. They work under tremendous public delays. कब ईवीएम को ले जा रहे हैं, कब 17C दे रहे हैं, मतलब एक एक क्षण उनका हम देखते हैं पब्लिक डिलेज में। उनके एक एक एक्शन हमारे जो रूल्स हैं उससे बाउंड हैं, वो रिकॉर्डेड हैं। आप रिटन में मांगिए आपने ये डिसीजन क्यों लिया, हम देंगे जवाब, हमारे हर आरओ आपको जवाब देगा। लेकिन शालीनता ना टूटे, नैरेटिव्स ना खराब बने, कैंपेन की शालीनता बनी रहे, इसी से हमारा लोकतंत्र आगे पनपेगा। Coming to the schedule now. So this is the schedule. We will start, it's a single phase election. Date of notification will be 10th of January, Friday. Last date of making nomination will be 17th of January. Scrutiny on 18th of January. Withdrawal 20th. These are the statutory periods of time which is given. Date of poll is 5th and counting is 8th, and 5th again we have very deliberately kept Wednesday. क्योंकि हम सोचते हैं सब दिल्ली वाले वोट करें, इसलिए इस बार भी महाराष्ट्र की तरह हमने इसको वेडनेसडे में रखा है. Entire election process after counting will be complete by 10th. And this is, we are doing elections in by-polls also, in Milkipur in UP and Erode in Tamil Nadu. Before you ask me why other by-polls are not being done, let me answer it here. Save one question from you. You can ask another question. There are two constituencies in J&K which are also due for election, Badgaon and Nagarota. Because of snow conditions, we will do it later. We still have time till April. Before that, we will complete those elections. There are two more. One is Vasir Ghat in West Bengal, parliamentary constituency, and one is Bisabadar in Gujarat MLA Assembly constituency. In both these cases, both are PC, sorry. In both these cases, there are election petitions pending, and the rule is that if a election petition is pending, we do not do by-elections there. The moment EPs are decided, we'll be ready to do it, as was the case with Milkipur earlier.
Sorry, sir, Visavadar is AC only.
Visavadar is AC only, yeah, I know. So, friends, thank you very much. With this, I come to an end of this press conference. I would request, again, before ending, it's a festival which I am sure Delhi will celebrate in true spirits, and the campaign would be clutter-free, would not make the noises which are unwarranted. I request again that let Delhi vote with full participation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for this very comprehensive briefing. Now, please raise your hands and we will come for the Q&A session. Let's start with the gentleman in the first row. Please, Micah, please move. First row.
नमस्कार सर, यहाँ सर, मैं मोहित दुबे हूँ न्यूज़ नेशन से सर. मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि हाल में ही आपने चुनाव आयोग ने कंडक्ट ऑफ इलेक्शंस रूल्स में काफ़ी बदलाव किए हैं, और मेरा इससे सवाल यही है कि आखिर इसकी आवश्यकता आपको क्यों पड़ी, क्योंकि जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं, खासतौर पे जो विपक्ष है या जो दूसरे दल है, वो ये कह रहे हैं कि पारदर्शिता का डर था, इस वजह से चुनाव आयोग ने फैसला किया है. आपकी इंटीग्रिटी पे सीधे तौर पर जो है सवाल उठाया जा रहा है. सर, एक छोटा सा सवाल और है. मध्य प्रदेश में जो अभी नतीजे हैं उसको लेके कांग्रेस पार्टी और दूसरे जो सहयोगी दल हैं उन्होंने आरोप लगाया कि जो वोटर लिस्ट में जो बदलाव हुआ था, जो मत जोड़े गए थे और जहां जोड़े गए थे वहां पे भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ज्यादा फायदा हुआ, कांग्रेस को, दूसरे दलों को नुकसान हुआ. क्या कहेंगे इस पर?
Let us go to the gentleman in the third row.
सर, मैं ऋषिकेश कुमार न्यूज़ 24 से हूँ. सर, आपने दो चीज़ कहा कि 2020 के बाद 24 चुनाव 16 में सिंगल राज्य पार्टी गैर बीजेपी रही. लोग ये भी पीछे पूछते हैं सर कि जहाँ राज्यसभा की सीटें जिन राज्यों में ज़्यादा होती है वहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा आरोप प्रत्यारोप लगते हैं इलेक्शन कमीशन पर. और दूसरा सर, महिलाओं को लेकर आपने कहा कि महिलाओं का सम्मान करना होगा, तो चुनाव से ठीक पहले दिल्ली में प्रियंका गांधी के गाल और सड़क का मामला है, तो क्या उस पर भी कुछ संज्ञान ले रही है, या आने वाले वक्त में इस तरीके के बयानों को लेकर क्या देख रहे हैं?
Yes, please, Mr. Prabhu.
Good afternoon, sir. I just have 2 points to ask. First of all, thanks for explaining that entire process. It makes our life much easier. But apart from the question of, you didn't address why the rules. One is about the Aadhaar seeding with the electoral card. That's something that, initially you all had said it will not be mandatory. Now it is more or less become mandatory if you do it online. And of course, the larger process for you You've done 31 elections. You are the best to give us advice on what are the election reforms that are required. And sadly, not much has been touched upon it. There's still the issue of, as you yourself in your presentation said, it is all numbered. So, what TN station was famous for mixing the ballots. In the EVMs, you can't mix. You still can identify, and that does not help a free and fair election.
We'll take one more. Lady in the back, last. Ma'am, please.
Hi sir, Aishwarya Paliwal from India Today and Aaj Tak.
Come this side.
सर फ्रीबीज जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ती जा रही हैं, हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कोई ना कोई रोज़ आके एक नया फ्रीबी की बात करती है. क्या आपको लगता है कि लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड नहीं बनता फ्रीबीज से, और क्या आप कोई कदम उठाएंगे फ्रीबीज को कर्व करने के लिए?
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस एक्चुअली, जो अभी इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में सब जगह घूम रहे हैं. आई एम सॉरी, मैंने कहा था कि रूल्स चेंज किए, ये एक मुद्दा है, मैं उसका जवाब आपने पूछ लिया अभी. देखिए, रूल्स क्यों चेंज किया? पारदर्शिता खत्म कर दी, ये एक कंसर्न रेज किया गया. जैसे आपने खुद कहा, पारदर्शिता हमारा मूलभूत आधार है. पारदर्शिता कम करने के लिए हम कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते. पहले तो ये बात मानस में बैठा लीजिए. अब ये प्रश्न आता है कि हमने क्यों चेंज किया. मुझे किताब दो, एक्ट की कॉपी दो, आरपी की दे दो ऐसी. इस किताब में ये रिप्रेजेंटेशंस ऑफ पीपल्स एक्ट है. इसमें आप कंडक्ट ऑफ इलेक्शन रूल्स में जाइए. रूल नंबर 93 इसका देखिए. रूल नंबर 93 में, रूल नंबर 93(1) ये कहता है कि 7 प्रकार के डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं दिए जाएंगे. 7 प्रकार के, जिसमें से सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट मैं एक का नाम ले रहा हूं, बाकी इसमें पढ़ लेंगे. ईवीएम्स भी हैं, बाकी चीजें भी हैं. 17A, फॉर्म नंबर 17. अब 17C के बाद 17A अचानक प्रचलन में आ जाएगा आज के बाद, ऐसा मुझे लगता है, मेरे मुंह से निकल गया. 17A क्या है? 17A, जैसे ही पोलिंग स्टेशन पर दिन भर जो वोटर्स आते हैं, वो अपना, आप जब जाते हैं तो अपना साइन करते हैं, नाम लिखते हैं या अंगूठा लगाते हैं, जो भी आप करते हैं, अपना आईडी दिखाते हैं. फर्स्ट पोलिंग ऑफिसर आपका ये काम करता है. 17A की डिटेल इसलिए नहीं दी जाती, कानून में लिखा हुआ है, ताकि उससे वोटर की प्राइवेसी अफेक्ट ना हो जाए. इफ 17A इज आउट, दैट मीन्स हु केम टू वोट, विद whom ही केम, व्हाट आईडी ही ब्रॉट, उसके प्राइवेसी के सीरियस इश्यूज पैदा हो जाते हैं. देयरफॉर हमने सिर्फ एक चेंज किया, जस्ट वन. एंड व्हाई? Whatever was available will remain available except one. अभी वैसे मुझे ये बोलना नहीं चाहिए ज़्यादा, क्योंकि माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय में शायद कोई केस फाइल हुआ है, अभी तक हमें पता नहीं लगा है. पता लग गया होता तो मैं नहीं बोलता. अभी फाइल होने की खबर आई है. सिर्फ सीसीटीवी कैमरे की फुटेज इनसाइड द बूथ एंड आउटसाइड द बूथ इज नॉट टू बी गिवन, was never being given. It was prohibited earlier also by the instructions of 2024 and before. And it will not be given, just to make it clear. That is the only change. This 93(2) has 25 forms, which include 17C, plus 4 forms. All of them were available and will continue to be available. So therefore, it is only to protect the privacy of the voter, profiling of the voter. 70 मतलब फिर तो पोलिंग स्टेशन के अंदर का मैंने लाइव वीडियो आपको दे दिया. कैसे दे सकते हैं? कितनी बड़ी सिक्योरिटी. जिसने वोट नहीं दिया उसका भी वीडियो मिल गया, फिर तो उसका भी पता लग गया, हर वोटर की फेस भी मिल गई. और सपोजिंग मैं दे दूं आपको, सोचिए जरा, कंट्री को सोचने की जरूरत है, लोगों को ये बात.
So that's Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar talking about Delhi polls. Delhi will vote on the 5th of February and the results will be announced on the 8th of February. And that was a longish press conference by Rajiv Kumar justifying the work that the EC does in creation of voter list. And he has said that there's a very transparent process that is put together and no deletion of voters is possible without personal hearing. He's also talked about the allegations of EVM hackings and said that that is an attempt to derail democracy. He said, however, that questions are bound to be asked in a democracy and he's willing to answer all the questions.
So the big dates for Delhi have been announced, ladies and gentlemen. Like last year, the last election that took place in Delhi in 2020, it was February 8th. Now it has been preponed 3 days. February 5th is when Delhi votes and decides where Arvind Kejriwal gets another term or not, whether he is sworn in as the Chief Minister for the 4th time, or can the BJP, after a 25-year drought, can make a comeback, or will it the Congress that will spring a surprise? Let's try and see the first reactions. Our colleagues are joining us from the BJP, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters one by one. We'll first of all go to the incumbent. Ishika is at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters at this moment. Ishika, the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, their allegations have been answered by the CEC. There is going to be a press conference with the Chief Minister, possibly once again reiterating what they have said. But the fact remains, dates have been announced, and once again, in the name of Kejriwal, is the Aam Aadmi Party ready?
Well, yes, in fact, as you rightly mentioned, the dates have finally been announced. The Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP and the Congress, all of them say that they are very confident this time. In fact, I am currently present at the BJP headquarters here in Delhi BJP headquarters, and they say that they are very much sure that this time they will be making a comeback in this election as well. Now, they are saying that they are raising all of these local issues that they had been doing against Arvind Kejriwal, saying that all those tall promises by Arvind Kejriwal have not been fulfilled, and in fact it has become a problem for those who are living here in the national capital. And also now they are going to campaign all of this under the slogan of Aap Matlab Aapda Sarkar. So certainly that slogan was given by the Prime Minister, and they are going to go ahead with this. In fact, we are also going to speak to BJP MP Yogendra Chandolia ji. Sir, आज क्या कहेंगे, कितना
52+ सीटों का बिल्कुल तय है, दिल्ली में सरकार बनाएंगे.
So certainly you heard that claim also coming from the BJP MP, saying that they are going to win this election. So certainly the political parties are already claiming that they will be coming back, to power, but certainly all now